Welcome, dear viewers. The headlines may scream about Prince Harry being the problem, but the truth is far more complicated and far less flattering for King Charles and Prince William. Everywhere we look, we see the media painting Prince Harry as the black sheep, the rebel, the problem child of the royal family. But is he really the root of the issue, or is he simply the scapegoat, the diversion from the real issue at hand? We've all seen the headlines. Prince Harry, the royal rebel. Prince Harry, the problem prince. Prince Harry, a thorn in the royal side. But if we dig a little deeper, if we peel back the layers of sensationalism and scandal, we find a very different story. The real problem isn't Prince Harry. It's not his actions, his words, or his decisions that are creating this royal rift. Instead, the issue lies within the walls of the palace itself, specifically within the relationship between King Charles and his heir, Prince William. Reports suggest that the real obstacle to reconciliation isn't Harry. He's shown time and time again that he's willing to extend an olive branch, to step forward, to mend bridges. But it's not Harry who's blocking the path to reconciliation. It's the fractured relationship between Charles and William. Imagine that. The future king and his heir, unable to see eye to eye, unable to mend their own relationship, let alone the one with Harry. Their tension, their unresolved issues, their power struggles and pride are the real barriers to reconciliation. This isn't about Harry refusing to make peace. This is about a royal dynamic that's so broken, so fractured, that even the simplest gestures of reconciliation are met with resistance. Reports suggest that reconciliation between Harry and the royal family isn't being blocked by Harry himself, but by the fractured relationship between Charles and his heir William. Think about that for a moment. Harry has shown time and again that he is willing to step forward, whether it's for family events, supporting his father during illness, or simply extending an olive branch. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, has made numerous attempts to keep the lines of communication open with his family. His commitment to maintaining these familial ties has been evident in numerous instances. Despite the challenges, despite the media frenzy, and despite what many might perceive as a wall of resistance, Harry has been consistent in his efforts. Let's delve into some of these instances. When Prince Charles fell ill, Harry was there, ready to lend a helping hand and offer support. It wasn't just a dutiful gesture of a son towards his father, it was a heartfelt act of concern and care. It was a clear sign of his willingness to put aside any differences for the sake of family unity. Think about the public events, the family gatherings. Harry has not shied away from these opportunities to reconnect. He has shown up, he has participated, and he has made it clear that he is not severing ties. He's not distancing himself out of spite or resentment. Instead, he's engaging, he's reaching out, and he's trying to bridge the gap. And then there's the proverbial olive branch. Time and again, Harry has extended it, offering peace and reconciliation. He's not just sitting back, waiting for things to magically mend themselves. He's taking the initiative, he's taking that first step towards healing, and he's doing it repeatedly. Yet despite all these efforts, he faces a consistent barrier. Despite his numerous attempts to reconcile and maintain ties with his family, he is often met with resistance. It's a reflection not of his unwillingness to mend fences, but of the deep-seated issues that lie within the royal family dynamics. Yet every single time he faces resistance. And why? Because Charles and William can't even see eye to eye with each other. Their own tension has left no space for healing with Harry. It's a dynamic as old as time itself, the age-old struggle between father and son, two generations grappling with the weight of the crown. Charles, the king-in-waiting, and William, the heir apparent, are entangled in a complex dance of power and legacy. This tension, simmering quietly beneath the surface, has created a ripple effect that has left Harry, the younger prince, stranded on an island of isolation. At the heart of this strained relationship between father and son lies a tale of unspoken expectations and the burden of royal duty. Charles, having spent a lifetime waiting for the throne, is seen to be keen on shaping the monarchy in his image, an image which reportedly doesn't align with William's vision of the future. This ideological discord has reportedly created a schism between the two, a schism that has inadvertently widened the gap between Harry and the royal family. Every effort Harry makes towards reconciliation seems to be thwarted by this unresolved tension. It's like trying to build a bridge over a chasm that keeps widening, the foundation crumbling with every attempt. The discord between Charles and William acts as a barrier, a wall that stands tall and unyielding, blocking the path to reconciliation. Imagine the frustration of it all. Harry willing to extend an olive branch, only to find it snapped in half by the unyielding tension between his father and brother. It's a heartbreaking scenario, one that paints a picture of a family torn apart by power, pride, and old wounds. This isn't about Harry refusing reconciliation. This is about a broken royal dynamic where pride, power struggles, and old wounds keep the doors shut. A dynamic that has left Harry standing at the doorstep, knocking persistently, but finding no one willing to open the door. A dynamic that needs to be acknowledged and addressed if there's any hope of mending the royal rift. In the end, it shows us one thing: Harry isn't the obstacle. This statement might come as a surprise to some, given the constant media portrayal of Harry as the defiant, rebellious royal. But let's take a moment and consider a different perspective. Harry has found himself in an unenviable position, one where he is often painted as the antagonist. But the reality is far removed from this narrative. Harry is not the one stalling the reconciliation process. Instead, he's the one waiting for it. He's the one who has consistently shown his readiness to mend fences and extend the proverbial olive branch. Picture a game of chess, where Harry is not the king moving aggressively, but the pawn patiently waiting for his turn. The pawn who's ready to move, ready to take a step forward, but is held back, not by his own reluctance, but by the stalemate between other powerful pieces on the board. Indeed, the waiting game is a tough one, especially when you're under the relentless scrutiny of the public eye. But Harry has shown an admirable level of patience and resilience. He's waiting, not with an air of indifference, but with a genuine desire for peace. He's willing, not out of obligation, but out of love for his family. He's ready, not because he has to be, but because he wants to be. Yet, the reconciliation remains elusive. And the reason? The unresolved feud between Charles and William. It's their tension, their inability to find common ground, that continues to cast a long shadow over the possibility of reconciliation. It's their battle of wills that is holding the peace at bay. So, while it's easy to point fingers at Harry, let's remember who's really playing the waiting game here. Let's acknowledge the patience and willingness of a man ready to bridge gaps, waiting for others to meet him halfway. He's the one waiting, willing and ready. It's Charles and William's unresolved feud that continues to block peace. And maybe that's the truth the palace doesn't want you to see. Despite the blaring headlines and the sensationalized narratives, the castle's high walls hold stories that are far more complex and nuanced. The rift within the royal family, the one that's been making headlines across the globe, isn't just about one person, one prince. It's about a family dynamic that's been fracturing over time. The palace, with its centuries-old traditions and protocols, has always been skilled at presenting a united front. Yet what unfolds behind the scenes is often a different tale. The real story isn't about Harry's supposed obstinacy, but about the tension between Charles and William, a tension that has been simmering for years, causing cracks in their relationship and, in turn, affecting their relations with Harry. This narrative is not the one you'll commonly find in the media. It's not the one that's been given the spotlight. The palace, and indeed the world, seems to prefer a simpler story, one where Harry is the antagonist, the one who left, the one who's causing all the trouble. But the real story, the hidden truth, is far less flattering for the other royal members. The real story speaks of power struggles, of pride, of unresolved feuds that continue to hinder the path to reconciliation. It's not just about Harry. It's about a family that's been unable to mend its fences, unable to bridge its gaps. Harry, contrary to popular belief, isn't the obstacle. He's shown his willingness to step forward, to extend an olive branch. But the other side needs to be ready to accept it, and that's where the problem lies. It's not Harry who's refusing reconciliation, but Charles and William, whose own feud continues to block the path to peace. And maybe that's the truth the palace doesn't want you to see. In the end, it's not about taking sides. It's about understanding the complexities, the nuances, and the hidden truths that lie beneath the surface. Thank you for watching.